When I found out that you can get a fourth heart in Cuphead, a question came to mind. Has anyone beat every boss in the game with 4 hearts left? I searched and I searched, but I couldn't find evidence of anyone doing it. As a new player who has never beat the game, I decided it was my destiny to take on this challenge. And you know what? It was easy. In order to get my fourth heart, I'd need coins to buy it. I didn't quite know how many coins I'd need, but I knew it wasn't a bad idea to go into the tutorial level to get the one in there. While in the tutorial level, I repeatedly tried to resuscitate my brother, but to no avail. I did, however, get the coin. I gained currency and lost my Luigi. I'm like a more successful McDonald's worker. While I'd gained 1 coin, I'd need more to buy a fourth heart. To accomplish this, I'd have to trek through the forest. The first thing I noticed was that the flower I'd be fighting later, along with the Goopy I'd be fighting later, has children. Infanticide aside, this was a successful trek through the forest. The second thing I noticed was that singing the star power music actually helped a lot. After finishing the forest level, I had enough coins to engage in commerce with a pig. He may have had shifty eye, but that man gave me life. I could never repay him. I wanted a shotgun, not in a redneck Carhartt way, but in a non-binary lesbian Diane Nguyen Poison Ivy Carhartt kind of way. To get one, I'd have to climb a tree. In the one place I thought I'd be able to escape geometry, a game about cups, I ended up doing trigonometric backflips for daddy capitalism while a woodpecker ate me out. I couldn't say it's the first time, but that doesn't mean I like it. After finishing the tree level, I had enough coins to engage in commerce with a pig. He may have had shifty eye, but that man gave me shotgun. I could never repay him. Something I forgot to mention is that not only am I beating every boss with 4 hearts remaining at the end of each fight, I'm also getting all 3 parries. This would make the challenge immeasurably more difficult. I'll never know how easy this would have been otherwise, but I'd like to think the extra effort added more to my sense of accomplishment than it took years of my life. Because I was going for the parries, I didn't touch the Santaran until I got all 3. I could have parried the tears of the onion, but the potato parries seemed infinitely easier, so I didn't even end up trying to parry the onion's tears. I was very glad that I got the shotgun before this fight, because it would have been absolutely ridiculous dealing with those flying carrots. The shotgun is a beautiful tool for flying carrots, and you can quote me on that.
Oh my gosh, I did it! My first one! Oh my gosh!
After beating the carrot came the biggest disappointment since finding out that having gay sex in my I love gay sex socks isn't considered gay enough for the Pope. Despite clearly beating the carrot with 4 hearts, it only said 3. Ding! Despite the game not recognizing my accomplishments, I had to march on. It was time for Goopy. Goopy was frustrating. The man bounces off walls, so just when I'd get in a rhythm of dashing when he was about to hoop, he'd gop all over me and I'd restart. But should I have restarted? I mean, no, never mind, this isn't the time. Something that it seems like you shouldn't be able to do is just ducking under his punches. It doesn't look like I should be safe, but it works and it's pretty helpful. I use the same method with Goopy's headstone as I did with the giant carrot. I'd run back and forth with my shotgun, shooting it in the air as if I were at the funeral for a member of the military. Maybe Goopy was a veteran. I should have treated him better.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That took me like, I don't even know how much time, but I did it. I did the second one. Did I get all 3 parries? Did I have all 6 supers? I don't even know. 2 minutes and 4. Oh, I only had 2 supers. Oh, it's gonna be like a B or something. A minus. But I did it. I did it with 4 health. That is the goal of this video. It is nothing else, okay? Do not act like I have to redo that to get my super full.
As with the potato, I didn't touch the Battletoads before getting all 3 parries. This part in the beginning is the only part of the fight where you can parry. Unfortunately, this meant sitting through waves and waves of fists and flies because I was never able to get multiple parries in one wave of punches. I truly gave the Battletoads many chances to stop attacking me before I attacked back, so I don't feel bad for murdering those cannibalistic gambling addicts.
Combination of them. Oh my gosh, I did it. I actually did. I thought this challenge would be so impossible, but I'm doing it.
As in dating and hanging out with serial killers, the zodiac would be the death of me. Sagittarius was so overstimulating that I had to hide in the corner for sensory deprivation. Turns out nothing could hit me here as long as I stood still when multiple cannonballs were shot at me and moved slightly when singular cannonballs were shot at me. Sagittarius couldn't hit me in this corner, and neither could the bull. Most of my time doing this challenge was spent on Sagittarius. 2 hours and 55 minutes of this 5 hour and 10-minute challenge were spent on her and her terrifying noises. Most of that time was me starting to fight, getting hurt, and restarting immediately. This video isn't about Cuphead. It's about something bigger, something more important. It's about you. You might not feel like you matter as much as Cuphead. You've probably not made as much money as Cuphead, and you probably aren't as popular. But you do matter more. Attempt diminishment is when each time you try to do something, each try progressively gets shorter and shorter. The second I was hit just once, I'd restart my attempt to fight Sagittarius. Same goes for the Vegetable Patch, Goopy Legrand, Ribby and Croaks, and Cagney Carnation. The second I make a mistake while writing with a pencil, I crumple up the piece of paper and throw it away. I rewrite everything I'd already written and often mess up even earlier, continuing the cycle as my attempts diminish and I exhaust myself. Every time I played a level to the end, despite not being able to finish with the perfect 4 hearts, I learned something. Maybe it wasn't always explicit, like the ratio of parries to normal cannonballs, but I gained more muscle memory and general skill from playing to the end. If I had quit every time I got hurt, I wouldn't have known what the final stage looked like for hours. I wish that I'd continued writing an entire novel following every minor mistake I'd made on a piece of paper. I'd have hundreds of flawed novels. As of now, I have no novels. This video is to remind you not to give up on yourself so easily. You learn when you leave in the mistakes and just continue on. Try not to engage in attempt diminishment, but if you do slip up and your attempts do diminish every once in a while, it's not the end of the world. Just keep trying. The corner was also a good way to collect parries. I noticed that only in the initial stage of the fight were the parries so frequent. In the beginning, every other cannonball is pink, but after the first stage, it's more of an every other weekend situation. There are 2 normal cannonballs between every pink one. Because of this, I decided not to attack Sagittarius until I collected all 3 parries. Then, after dealing with this androgynous, devil-worshipping unicyclist for longer than the Precambrian era lasted, I stopped giving a fuck and just got the parries on the way to the finish line. The level has so many opportunities for them that it just isn't as necessary to get them all at the beginning as the other bosses. Then, I don't know, I went back to getting them all at the beginning. I could have done it either way, but I just had enough to think about with getting rammed by a bull, getting bulled by a ram, fighting evil twinks, the UFOs being different colors that attack at different times, and nuking the moon.
Come on, come on.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I finally did it. Oh my god. The flower has some things about it that I really appreciate. The attack with the money carrots it launches at you works in such an interesting way. They each seem to lock on to a certain point I was at a different time. The first one would go where I was at the beginning of the attack, the second would go to where I was a bit later, and the last was most recent. It's a very creative move, and realizing how it works helped me dodge it quite successfully. I'm not sure why the flower provided me with the assistance of floating propeller mushrooms, and I don't exactly deserve the assistance after killing their children, but I definitely appreciate it. Because of this assistance and my ability to dodge multiple objects thrown at me at once, thanks, Mom, I was able to finally finish this challenge.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I don't think I got all those supers. I was in the middle of it. But I did everything. That is an amazing way to end aisle 1. Thank you so much for watching this. We finished aisle 1 with 4 health. I can start editing now. I have all the footage. That is bonkers. Oh my gosh. That's fantastic. I can't believe how how impossible this felt and how very possible it was.
Okay, so judging by the length of the video, it might seem like I've given up after the first island, and like that may be entirely against the whole premise of this video. But the point is to complete something. I never would have finished making this video if I had tried to go through with doing all of the islands and just making it into one video. So the plan potentially is to make 3 separate videos. I think that's how many islands there are. To make one video per island. That way I actually have a chance at finishing them. An alternative to that plan is moving on. I might not complete this challenge, but at least I completed this video, and you also completed this video. Thank you for that. Regardless, expect more videos from me. Bye.